He is the fighting pride of Waterford, Ireland. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Dylan, the Real Deal Moraes.
My name's Dylan Moran. I'm a professional boxer. I've been doing it since day one, really. I come from a boxing family. My earliest days, my earliest memories have been in the gym. You know, my dad would be training fighters, training himself, and just used to take me along with him. You know, I'd watch the guys train. I'd cycle my bike around the gym. It was actually this gym here, you know, right behind me. Yeah, and I progressed from that to hitting pads in the kitchen at home. We then moved from the city out to the country, and we got a garden shed which turned into a gym. And me and my dad would train there. And when I look back now, the training that went on there was crazy. You know, my dad really pushed me. We could be doing the pads and we'd be doing 10 up, 10 down, and I could be on 8 and I'd fall to the floor with exhaustion, and he'd stand there like nothing had happened until I got up and threw 9 and 10. You know, and it was that's still in me today. I got into a boxing club at, I think it was 8 or 9 maybe. I went in there on a Monday and I was that advanced. They had me fighting that Friday. It was made in me back then, you know, just having to get up and keep punching, and it's just been a life of punching ever since. I decided to go professional, and Kieran Farrell took me on over in Manchester, so yeah, it was a big investment, you know, you're investing in yourself, so to speak, and off I went to Manchester. I spent 2 years over there. It was a great experience, you know, and Kieran put me in above his gym. It was like a real Rocky story. Met some amazing people, some great memories over there. Sparred world-class fighters over there. It was just an all-round great experience, you know. Kieran was a great guy, showed me the ropes. And yeah, that was my stint in Manchester. I had a few fights here in Ireland, got my name kind of back out there, and then I got a contract in America from that, so that was it. Even when the phone call come, I remember being in the house and I was like, oh, will I ring my mother or what? Is it true? And then I rang Conor back. I was like, are you sure this is happening? And he was like, yeah, Dill, they're going to have a contract through in the next 12 hours or so. So I rang my mum. I was like, are you sitting down? I was like, I'm about to get a contract in America. And you know, it was crazy, absolutely crazy. And I was shocked for about a week, you know, absolutely over the moon at everything I'd ever worked towards. And I got a little bit of good luck through it. So yeah, it was a great time. I got the contract in America, you know, obviously it was a dream come true. You're heading to fight in New York, Catskills, and we couldn't believe it when we were getting the details, and everything was going smoothly for me, more smoothly than ever. You know, the whole place was waiting for it to happen. Everybody really got behind me, and off we went. We set off in New York. We got there, it was just everything I've ever dreamed of as a kid, you know. It was crazy setup, you know, I was headlining over there, it was crazy. And we got in for the fight night, and you know, I was delivered my first loss. I was knocked out in the 2nd or 3rd round, I think it was. And I suppose it was kind of a turning point in my career. I've always heard the saying, boxing is the loneliest sport in the world, and it was the few days that followed after that I really realised, you know, it really hit me. We came home from America, and you know, people go their separate ways after that. Everyone has their own lives to get on with, but boxing was my life essentially. You know, and when I unpacked the case and everyone went their separate ways and the buzz was over, I sat on the chair, and I've never cried at like funerals or relationships, over relationships, and then I just burst into tears for the first time ever really on the chair on my own. I just couldn't hold it back, and it was at that point it really showed to me how much boxing meant, you know, how much I was invested in it. I said, look, I can go up the way from here or down the way very quickly, you know, and self-pity was going to get me nowhere. I got back in the gym, you know, my parents, my friends got behind me, you know, just keeping it positive. I kept training, and then I got a fight date in Mexico. So here we go, I'm about to put it all behind me. You know, things are looking good again, and off I go to Mexico. I fly to Los Angeles, 3-hour drive down to Tijuana. Fight night comes around, I'm in the dressing room, I'm warmed up, I'm feeling good, and the fight gets pulled. And I was like, this can't be happening. The promoter dropped me back to the hotel, and that was another very, very low point. You know, I laid on the bed and I didn't know what to think really, and I said, look, I need to make some serious decisions here. You know, every angle I go I'm just being blocked off and nothing is happening for me. It was more out of anger, I suppose. I said, I'm giving it up, I'm done, you know, and I'm getting on with my life. And about a week had gone by, I hadn't been in the gym, I was sticking with my decision, I'm done. And I just get this phone call out of the blue, unknown number. I answered, and it was Tom Dallas of the Sourlands. And he said, is this Dylan Moore? And I said, it is. He said, we're looking for a sparring partner to go to Liechtenstein. I'd never even heard of Liechtenstein, you know, to spar Abbas Barrel. He's preparing to defend his belt. And I just said to myself, look, I'm doing nothing else, I might as well. And I decided to go. So off I went to Liechtenstein. I got brought to this fancy facility up in the mountains, and I was to spar Abbas Barrel for the week. I sparred better than I've ever sparred, and when I look back now, it was just true anger. I was so angry with boxing. I was sparring really, really good, you know, just frustration more so than anything. And at the end of that week, the guy who owned the facility said, Dylan, can I have a chat with you? And we had a chat, and he said, look, I like what I've seen of you all week. I'd like to keep you here. The week before, I was giving up boxing, and here I am out in this amazing place, getting offered a new contract, better than the one I've already had. And I was like, well, maybe this is my turn of good luck. You know, I've stuck at it again, as I've always done, and here was my turn of good luck again. I was delighted with the contract, and now I'm living and training happily over there in Liechtenstein. I'm no different to anybody else. You know, everybody, it's human nature to cry, to be upset, to go through a bad patch. You know, I've gone through so many of them, all because of boxing, you know, all because of boxing, but it's made me the person I am today, you know, 100%. They're great growing experiences, and as long as you learn from them, well, then they're very valuable. I just feel very equipped going forward, you know, no matter what life throws at me, be it boxing in the ring or out of the ring. I just feel I'll be able to take it on and have a good attitude towards it.